What's up, guys? Dodgers Randy here for your game recap today against the Reds. Do me a favor though, really quickly, hit that subscribe button because I'm going to tell you right now this vlog is going to suck because today's game sucked. So if you watch this, a lot of my other vlogs are much better than this. So you're going to have to subscribe before so that way you don't watch this video and think the rest of them are always this boring. Dodgers dropped the game today to the Reds. They lost 4-0. Coming into today's game, they were 15-5 in their last 20 games, and that's ridiculous. Very, very good when you look at it. So this team, I'm not worried. Today was a bad day. It was bad defensively. It was bad offensively. I can't really blame pitching. Buehler gave up 4 runs. Only one of them was earned. Just defensive mishaps and one of the innings by Seager, ground ball hit to him. He threw it out into right field trying to turn a double play that probably wasn't going to be able to be turned. And that led to putting guys in scoring position. And then it was just Puig had one of those bloop singles, which I know a lot of people were upset about that Verdugo did not catch that. However, Jeff Snyder, I've talked about him before. He's on Twitter, Snydog. He looked into it a little bit. As hard as Puig hit it and the launch angle that he hit it at, that's a 97% chance probability that ball drops in. And he had explained that doesn't mean there's 3% chance that Verdugo's catching that. It just means that it's a very, very high chance that he's not catching it. In my mind, he made the right play to let it drop in and make the throw home. He had, I think, better chance of getting the out at home than he would have had if he dives. That runner possibly, or Puig out of all people, he probably tries to stretch that and scores if Verdugo dives and it gets by him. And there was no chance he was getting it. But really quickly, an update on Turner. He was out of the lineup for fouling a ball off his shin. Roberts does not believe he will have to go on the IL. He did pinch hit. He was the final out of the game, ground out. So he seems to be fine. They gave him some rest. They have 2 off games next week, so they're not too worried about him, thankfully. So Buehler, his last start, he had 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. I personally thought that was maybe him starting to kind of turn the corner, look a lot better. Coming into the first inning today, you would have thought that was the case. He struck out the side. Coming into the second, he did give up a solo home run. However, he ended the inning with a strikeout. That was the only hit he had. He gave up a single as well. So he had 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. He was hitting his spots, it looked like, for part of the time. And then coming to the 3rd inning, he gave up back-to-back singles, and then Seager has his error. A run comes across to score. Then there's a pop-out strikeout. So he really worked himself out of trouble. It was 2nd and 3rd, I think, with nobody out, and 1 run had already come across to score. So there was a really good chance he was getting out of that. I think he had Puig 3-2 when he gave up the single, and that was that bloop single that dropped in front of Verdugo. Other than that was really as bad as it got for him, was that 3rd inning when he gave up the 3 singles and the 3 runs. But he looked good. I mean, it was 6 innings. He did not walk anybody. He only gave up a couple hits, and he struck out 7 guys. So to me, that's not a bad outing. It's just a very, very unfortunate outing. Defense has got to do better. I don't blame Verdugo. I blame Seager a lot more for that. But it happens. I mean, I'm not mad at Seager. I'm not mad at Verdugo. I'm not mad at Buehler. Games like this happen. We're not going to win them all. Teams are going to shut us out. The Reds may suck. Their pitcher may have sucked. But at the end of the game, both teams are filled with professional baseball players. So for me, go out, win the game tomorrow, win the series tomorrow, and we have got ourselves winning first series of the road trip, and that's all you ever want. Win the series and you're good to go. The team is currently 500 on the road, winning a bunch of games at home. It's really, really hard to be upset about that. Offense today, that was not good. Everything they did was bad. There was only 2 walks. They had looks like 8 strikeouts, but they didn't look like themselves at the plate. Muncy struck out 3 times. Taylor struck out twice. It just, guys looked like they were swinging at things they usually wouldn't. They looked like they were pressing a little bit too hard. Bellinger keeps doing Bellinger things. It's so ridiculous, guys. He had 2 singles and a walk in 4 plate appearances. Nothing is stopping him. Still hitting above 400. Right now, nobody's even in his league. There's guys, of course, who are more home runs, but there's nobody putting the bat on the ball like Bellinger's doing right now. Matt Beatty, he did make his first MLB start today. He got to play in first base. He did single to start the game, right? He played first, not third. He plays both corner infield spots, but he played first. He did single in his first at bat. He got out the rest of his at bats. However, again, Jeff Snyder on Twitter, very, very statistical guy. I appreciate following him for that because that's where I get some of my stuff. He hit all of his balls were hard hit balls. All of them were, I think, 98 or 99 miles per hour, hit harder than that. So for him, it was just a lot of unfortunate, unlucky, hit it right at the guys. But he's looked really good in the time that he's had up here in the big leagues with the team. So made a nice play at first. Unfortunately, Buehler wasn't covering, so it meant nothing. Barnes, I also feel like a lot of people are constantly complaining about what our catcher position's doing. However, Barnes reached base 3 times last night, and he reached base 3 times today. Last night, he did have an intentional walk. However, he still got on base. I think he had a single as well last night, and then another walk. Not totally sure, but tonight he got hit by pitch and he got 2 singles. So I know hit by pitch is not like Barnes. That doesn't make him good, but he still had 2 singles in the game. He still went 2 for 4, even if you pretend that hit by pitch didn't happen. So, maybe some people can lay off the catcher position a little bit and let our guys do their thing. But you know what? Like I said, it is what it is. Game sucked. It was extremely boring. I had no interest in talking about it, but of course we're going to do our vlog. I know you guys like to use it as a platform to talk to other fans, and I'll respond to you guys as much as I can. But as always, I appreciate you watching. They play tomorrow. Ryu's on the mound, so we feel always very, very good about that when he's on the mound. Let's go out there, get the win tomorrow, off day on Monday. And let's start getting things going in the right direction because we got to face the Rays and the Mets the rest of this road trip. So let's keep it going, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, my remote doesn't work anymore.